The path of a space marine is paved with blood, honor, and unimaginable sacrifice. But have you ever wondered what it truly takes to climb the ranks of these superhuman warriors? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the entire hierarchy of the Adeptus Astartes. From the moment a young aspirant takes his first test to the day a veteran dons the mantle of supreme leadership, we'll explore every step of this extraordinary journey. Brace yourself for a revelation of power, duty, and the unyielding will that defines the Emperor's finest. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, children's dreams are not filled with toys or games, but with visions of becoming living weapons for the Emperor. On countless harsh worlds across the Imperium, young boys look to the stars, hoping to be chosen as Space Marine aspirants. This is where the journey of superhuman transformation begins, a path paved with blood, pain, and unimaginable trials. Space Marine chapters seek out potential recruits from the most brutal environments imaginable. Death worlds racked by constant warfare, feral planets where survival itself is a daily struggle, and hive cities teeming with gang violence all serve as fertile recruiting grounds. These harsh conditions produce the toughest, most resilient youths, the raw material from which Space Marines are forged. The selection process is brutal and unforgiving. Aspirants face physical trials that would break even the strongest adult humans. They must navigate treacherous wilderness, battle fearsome predators, and endure extreme deprivation. But the challenges are not merely physical. Aspirants undergo intense psychological conditioning, their minds reshape to embrace the warrior ethos of the Adeptus Astartes. Many are driven to madness by the process, their minds unable to cope with the strain. Genetic screening plays a crucial role in determining an aspirant's suitability. Only those with specific genetic markers compatible with Space Marine gene seed are considered. This screening is necessary to ensure the aspirant's body can accept the numerous biological enhancements that will transform them into transhuman warriors. Those who fail these tests are cast aside, their dreams of glory shattered. The transformations that await successful aspirants are both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Additional organs will be implanted, bones will be reinforced, and their very DNA will be rewritten. But before they can undergo these changes, they must prove themselves worthy through trial after grueling trial. The attrition rate among aspirants is staggering. In many chapters, less than 1 in 100 aspirants survives to become a full-fledged neophyte. Those who do emerge from this crucible of pain and suffering are forever changed, no longer truly human, but something more. The first step towards becoming one of the Emperor's angels of death. As we leave behind the broken bodies and shattered minds of failed aspirants, we turn our attention to the next stage of a Space Marine's journey, the transformation from mere mortal to superhuman warrior. Centuries of war condensed into a single suit of power armor, this is the essence of a Space Marine battle brother. These superhuman warriors form the backbone of every Adeptus Astartes chapter, standing as the Emperor's finest in the face of unimaginable horrors. Battle brothers are living weapons, their bodies and minds honed through decades of relentless training and augmentation. The versatility of battle brothers is unmatched in the Imperium. They are trained in all aspects of warfare, from the grueling siege battles on distant worlds to the cold, unforgiving void of space combat. Armed with an arsenal that spans nearly every weapon and piece of war gear available to their chapter, battle brothers can adapt to any combat role. Whether serving as line infantry, spearheading assault troops, or providing devastating heavy weapon support, these warriors are prepared for any battlefield scenario the galaxy might throw at them. Yet, for all their superhuman abilities, battle brothers bear a terrible burden. The constant sacrifice and loss they experience over centuries of service weigh heavily upon them. The bonds forged between battle brothers run deeper than mere comradeship. They are brothers in blood and battle, sharing the weight of their losses and the glory of their victories. This unbreakable bond serves them well in combat, as battle brothers learn to anticipate each other's movements and support one another with near telepathic efficiency. The path of a battle brother is not solely one of martial prowess. Many are marked for specialized roles based on their aptitudes and skills. Some may be called to serve as apothecaries, preserving the chapter's gene seed and tending to their wounded brothers. others might be chosen as tech marines, mastering the secrets of the machine spirit to maintain the chapter's ancient and irreplaceable war machines. Still others may don the black armor of the chaplains, becoming spiritual leaders and guardians of chapter tradition. Throughout the Imperium, tales of legendary battle brothers echo across the stars. Warriors like Marneus Calgar of the Ultramarines, whose countless successful campaigns have shaped Imperial history, or Pedro Cantor of the Crimson Fists, whose name is spoken with reverence on 100 worlds. These heroes stand as shining examples of what a battle brother can achieve, their deeds inspiring generations of aspirants to follow in their footsteps. As we stand in awe of these mighty warriors, we must also consider the next step in their journey. For some battle brothers, their path will lead them to positions of even greater responsibility and power within their chapter. Let us now turn our attention to those who rise to lead their brothers in the endless war for humanity's survival. Where mortals break, the Space Marine Sergeant stands firm, serving as the unyielding anvil upon which the Emperor's enemies are shattered. These warriors bear the immense responsibility of leading their battle brothers into the thick of combat, making split-second decisions that can mean the difference between victory and annihilation. Sergeants are the first true rank in the Space Marine hierarchy, marked by their distinctive helmets, often red, though some chapters like the Blood Angels prefer yellow to denote their squad leaders. The selection of sergeants is a rigorous process, favoring those who can maintain unwavering focus on mission objectives even in the face of unimaginable chaos. These individuals must possess an unparalleled ability to keep calm under pressure, prioritizing the greater goals of the mission over personal glory or zeal. This composure is crucial, as sergeants are tasked not only with leading their squads, but also with tempering the fervor of their battle brothers, ensuring that righteous fury does not descend into reckless abandon. To prepare for their weighty duties, Space Marine sergeants undergo additional specialized training, honing their leadership abilities and tactical acumen. They must learn to coordinate complex maneuvers, adapt to rapidly shifting battlefield conditions, and effectively utilize the diverse skills of their squad members. In many chapters, sergeants may find themselves leading elite units such as Stern Guard veterans or command squads, further emphasizing their critical role in both tactical and strategic operations. The impact of a skilled sergeant on battle outcomes cannot be overstated. Their ability to make rapid, sound decisions in the heat of combat can turn the tide of entire engagements. Throughout the annals of Imperial history, tales abound of legendary sergeants whose tactical brilliance and inspiring leadership have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Many of these exceptional individuals have risen through the ranks to become revered chapter masters, their sagas serving as inspiration for generations of aspiring leaders. As we ascend the chain of command within a Space Marine chapter, we find that the weight of responsibility grows ever heavier. From the squad-level leadership of the sergeant, we now turn our attention to those who coordinate entire battlefields, the lieutenants who serve as the strategic minds of the Adeptus Astartes. In the chaos of battle, the lieutenant's voice cuts through like a power sword, a beacon of strategic clarity amidst the fog of war. This vital rank, recently reintroduced to the Space Marine hierarchy by Robert Gilliman, serves as a crucial link between the tactical prowess of individual squads and the overarching strategy of company-level operations. Lieutenants typically command demi-companies, consisting of half a Space Marine company, allowing captains to focus on broader battle management and critical decision-making. The challenges faced by lieutenants are immense. They must coordinate multiple squads simultaneously, adapting to the ever-shifting tides of battle with lightning-fast precision. This requires not only exceptional combat skills, but also a keen strategic mind, capable of processing vast amounts of information and making split-second decisions that can alter the course of entire engagements. Lieutenants serve as the bridge between the tactical and strategic levels of warfare, translating the captain's grand plans into actionable orders for the sergeants and battle brothers under their command. Different chapters have embraced the lieutenant rank in unique ways, adapting it to fit their individual cultures and combat doctrines. The Black Templars, for instance, refer to their lieutenants as Castellans, while the Space Wolves use the title Battle Leader. Despite these variations in nomenclature, the core responsibilities of the rank remain consistent across chapters, emphasizing their importance in the overall structure of Space Marine warfare. The potential for lieutenants to become future leaders within their chapters is significant. Often selected from the ranks of veteran sergeants, these warriors bring years of combat experience and leadership skills to their new role. As they prove themselves in battle and demonstrate their strategic acumen, many lieutenants find themselves on the path to even higher ranks, potentially becoming captains or even chapter masters in time. The impact of skilled lieutenants on the battlefield cannot be overstated. During the 13th Black Crusade, Ultramarines lieutenants played a pivotal role in repelling Chaos forces, their strategic brilliance turning the tide of numerous engagements. These actions serve as a testament to the critical importance of this rank in the ever-evolving face of warfare in the 41st millennium. As we ascend further up the chain of command, we find that the scope of responsibility continues to expand. From the lieutenant's mastery of demi-company tactics, we now turn our attention to those who bear the weight of an entire company upon their shoulders. The captains who stand as the true swords of the Emperor. 100 warriors, 1,000 years of experience, one indomitable will. This is the essence of a Space Marine captain. As the second highest rank in a chapter's organization, captains lead companies of around 100 Astartes warriors, along with their vehicles and support staff. These legendary figures stand as the true swords of the Emperor, their decisions shaping the fate of entire worlds. The weight of responsibility borne by Space Marine captains is immense. They must make strategic decisions that can affect the lives of millions, often relying on their lieutenants and advisors to manage the ebb and flow of battles and campaigns. This burden extends far beyond the battlefield, as captains are deeply involved in chapter politics, discussing campaign strategies and large decisions with other captains and the chapter's various masters. Such political maneuvering can be fraught with its own risks, requiring a delicate balance of diplomacy and strength. Captains must strike a precarious balance between their martial prowess and their administrative duties. They are expected to lead from the front, inspiring their battle brothers with acts of heroism, while simultaneously managing the logistical and strategic aspects of their company's operations. This dual role requires a unique combination of skills, honed over centuries of service to the Emperor. The selection process for captains is rigorous, drawing from the ranks of veteran Space Marines who have proven themselves time and time again in the crucible of battle. Their tenure is often marked by centuries of experience, with each battle and campaign adding to their wealth of knowledge and tactical acumen. When a chapter master falls, it is from among the captains that a successor is chosen, highlighting the critical importance of their role in the chapter's leadership structure. Throughout Imperial history, legendary captains have left an indelible mark on the galaxy. Names like Marneus Calgar of the Ultramarines, Pedro Cantor of the Crimson Fists, and Gabriel Angelos of the Blood Ravens echo across the stars, their deeds shaping the course of countless worlds. These heroes serve as shining examples of what a skilled captain can achieve, their legacies inspiring future generations of Space Marines to strive for greatness. As we ascend further up the ranks of the Adeptus Astartes, we find that the roles become increasingly specialized. From the broad strategic command of the captains, we now turn our attention to those who serve vital, focused roles within the chapter: the apothecaries, tech marines, and other specialized warriors who ensure the chapter's continued survival and effectiveness in the grim darkness of the far future. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, apothecaries stand as the guardians of a Space Marine chapter's future, wielding the power to preserve life and the very essence of their brothers. These specialized warriors bear a dual burden, serving as both battlefield medics and stewards of their chapter's precious gene seed. Their role extends far beyond mere healing, as they hold the key to a chapter's continued existence and combat effectiveness. The most crucial and harrowing duty of an apothecary is the recovery and preservation of gene seed from fallen battle brothers. Amidst the chaos of raging battles, these warrior medics must brave enemy fire to reach their fallen comrades, extracting the progenoid glands that contain the chapter's genetic legacy. With practiced precision, they seal these vital organs in armored tubes, ensuring their safe return for future implantation in aspiring Space Marines. This grim task is a constant reminder of the sacrifices made in the Emperor's name and the weight of responsibility that apothecaries carry. To fulfill their complex role, apothecaries must master a unique combination of skills. They are required to be both skilled warriors, capable of defending themselves and their wounded brothers in the heat of battle, and brilliant geneticists with an intimate understanding of space marine physiology. Their training is rigorous and comprehensive, covering everything from battlefield triage to the intricacies of gene seed cultivation. Equipped with specialized surgical instruments designed for the harsh realities of combat, apothecaries can perform life-saving procedures with astonishing speed and efficiency. The impact of apothecaries on a chapter's long-term survival cannot be overstated. Their ability to recover and maintain gene seed ensures the chapter can replenish its ranks, while their medical expertise keeps battle brothers fighting at peak efficiency. In times of peace, apothecaries oversee the creation of new space marines, guiding the transformation of young aspirants into superhuman warriors. Their knowledge and skills form a vital link in the chain of a chapter's existence, stretching back to the days of the Emperor himself. While many apothecaries have made significant contributions to their chapters throughout history, specific names of these unsung heroes are often lost to time. Their legacy lives on in the countless lives saved and the generations of space marines they've helped create, ensuring the Adeptus Astartes remain humanity's greatest defenders in the face of unimaginable threats. As we turn our attention to another specialized role within the space marine ranks, we must consider those who commune not with flesh and blood, but with the machine spirits that power the Imperium's most formidable weapons of war. Where others see cold metal, tech marines perceive the beating heart of the Omnissiah. These specialized space marines occupy a unique position within their chapters, serving as living links between the Adeptus Astartes and the tech priests of Mars. Their expertise in maintaining and repairing ancient war machines is crucial for the survival and combat effectiveness of their brothers in arms. The divided loyalties of tech marines create a complex web of obligations and responsibilities. While their primary allegiance lies with their chapter, they also answer to the Adeptus Mechanicus, who bestowed upon them the knowledge of the machine god. This delicate balance requires tech marines to navigate political and spiritual landscapes with the same precision they apply to their mechanical endeavors. The responsibilities of tech marines extend far beyond simple maintenance. They are the guardians of irreplaceable war machines, some dating back to the founding of their chapters. From land raiders to Thunderhawk gunships, these ancient relics of technology require constant attention and veneration. Tech marines must coax machine spirits into cooperation, performing rituals and rites alongside their technical expertise to keep these mighty engines of war operational. To prepare for their vital role, tech marines undergo specialized training on Mars itself. This pilgrimage to the Red Planet immerses them in the mysteries of the Omnissiah, granting them knowledge far beyond that of their battle brothers. They return to their chapters equipped with servo harnesses, cybernetic enhancements, and an array of arcane tools that allow them to commune with machine spirits and perform feats of engineering that seem miraculous to the uninitiated. In the heat of battle, tech marines showcase their incredible skills. They can repair damaged vehicles under heavy fire, coax extra power from straining engines, and even innovate new solutions to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Some tech marines have even been known to create or rediscover technologies that significantly enhance their chapter's combat capabilities, turning the tide of war in the Emperor's favor. The impact of tech marines on a chapter's readiness cannot be overstated. Their expertise ensures that vehicles and equipment are always prepared for deployment, significantly increasing the operational effectiveness of their brothers in the face of constant threats. As we turn our attention to another specialized role within the Space Marine hierarchy, we must consider those who tend not to machines, but to the very souls of their battle brothers. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, Space Marine chaplains stand as living embodiments of the Emperor's will, their words turning fear into fury and doubt into devotion. These warrior priests serve as the spiritual backbone of their chapters, preserving ancient traditions and inspiring their battle brothers to ever greater acts of heroism. Clad in black armor adorned with skull iconography, chaplains cut imposing figures on the battlefield, their mere presence enough to bolster the resolve of even the most battle-hardened veterans. The role of a chaplain is a delicate balance between inspiration and restraint. They must stoke the fires of righteous zeal in their brothers, while simultaneously guarding against the dangers of unchecked fanaticism. This requires a keen understanding of human psychology and an unwavering commitment to the Emperor's teachings. Chaplains lead by example, often found at the forefront of battle wielding their Crozius Arcanum, a winged mace that serves as both a badge of office and a formidable weapon. The dual nature of chaplains is perhaps their most striking characteristic. To their battle brothers, they are counselors and comforters, offering solace in times of doubt and guidance in moments of spiritual crisis. Yet to the enemies of the Imperium, chaplains are terrifying avatars of the Emperor's wrath, their skull-faced helmets and chanted litanies striking fear into the hearts of heretics and Xenos alike. This duality allows chaplains to minister to the needs of their chapter while still fulfilling their role as fearsome warriors of the Adeptus Astartes. The impact of a chaplain's presence in the heat of battle cannot be overstated. Their inspirational speeches and unwavering faith can turn the tide of seemingly hopeless engagements, spurring Space Marines to feats of incredible heroism. The chanted canticles of a chaplain serve as a rallying cry, focusing the minds of their brothers and steeling them against the horrors of war. In times of peace, chaplains oversee the spiritual health of their chapter, administering discipline and ensuring that sacred traditions are upheld. Among the many legendary chaplains in Imperial history, few can match the renown of Grimaldus of the Black Templars. Known as the hero of Hell's Reach, Grimaldus's unwavering faith and leadership during the defense of Hive Hell's Reach on Armageddon became the stuff of legend, inspiring not only his fellow Space Marines, but also the mortal defenders of the Hive City. His actions during this grueling siege exemplify the impact a skilled chaplain can have on both the battlefield and the morale of those under his spiritual care. As we turn our attention to the next specialized role within the Space Marine hierarchy, we must consider those who wield not only the power of faith, but also the terrifying energies of the warp itself. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, Space Marine librarians stand as beacons of psychic might, their bright blue armor and distinctive psychic hoods marking them as the sanctioned psychers of their chapters. These warrior psychers wield both the power of knowledge and the raw energy of the warp, making them some of the most formidable psychers in the galaxy. With one hand, they can reshape reality itself, while with the other, they must constantly resist the temptations and dangers that come with such awesome power. The life of a librarian is one of constant struggle, not only against the enemies of the Imperium, but also against the very nature of their abilities. They face the ever-present danger of warp corruption, knowing that a single moment of weakness could lead to catastrophic consequences for themselves and their brothers. This internal battle is compounded by the suspicion they often face from their fellow Space Marines, who view their psychic powers with a mixture of awe and distrust. Librarians serve a dual role within their chapters, acting as both combat psychers and keepers of chapter lore. On the battlefield, they unleash devastating psychic attacks, smiting enemies with bolts of warp energy, or shielding their allies with impenetrable psychic barriers. Away from the front lines, they maintain careful records of their chapter's deeds and history, preserving the wisdom and traditions of millennia for future generations. The training of a librarian is rigorous and unforgiving, designed to hone both their psychic abilities and their mental fortitude. From the moment a neophyte shows signs of psychic potential, they are taken under the wing of the chapter's librarius. Here, they undergo grueling tests and trials to strengthen their minds against the corrupting influence of the warp. Numerous safeguards are put in place, including the use of psychic hoods and specialized training techniques, all aimed at preventing the devastating consequences of librarian corruption. The awe-inspiring feats of Space Marine librarians are the stuff of legend across the Imperium. Tales abound of librarians like Kataras of the Ultramarines, who demonstrated the ability to interface with the Tyrannid hive mind, or Mephiston of the Blood Angels, whose psychic prowess is feared even by other Space Marines. These extraordinary individuals showcase the immense potential and power that librarians bring to their chapters. Despite their importance, librarians remain a rare breed within Space Marine chapters. Their numbers are carefully controlled, emphasizing the selective nature of their recruitment and the vital role they play in the chapter's operations. This rarity only serves to underscore the unique and invaluable contribution librarians make to the endless war for humanity's survival. As we turn our attention from these masters of the warp, we must now consider those who have weathered countless battles and emerged as the living legends of their chapters, the elite veterans who form the backbone of Space Marine might. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, veteran Space Marines stand as living legends within their chapters, each battle scar a testament to centuries of unrelenting warfare. These elite warriors often form the core of a chapter's first company, representing the pinnacle of combat experience and tactical acumen. Marked by distinctive iconography such as white helmets or stripes, veterans are easily recognizable on the battlefield, their presence alone inspiring awe and respect among their battle brothers. The weight of expectation placed upon these warriors is immense. Veterans are viewed as the most trusted members of their chapters, carrying the legacy of countless battles and the hard-won wisdom gleaned from facing the galaxy's most terrifying threats. This burden of experience comes at a cost, as many veterans bear the physical and psychological scars of centuries of combat. Yet it is this very crucible of war that forges them into the chapter's most formidable assets. Veterans are often entrusted with piloting the chapter's most powerful and ancient war machines. From the thunderous Predator tanks to the awe-inspiring dreadnoughts, these living relics of the chapter's history are placed in the hands of those best equipped to wield them. Veteran tank crews are particularly valued, their expertise in vehicular warfare honed over countless engagements across diverse battlefields. The specialized war gear and tactics employed by veteran squads set them apart on the battlefield. Units such as Stern Guard veterans, Vanguard veterans, and Terminator squads showcase the versatility and lethality of these elite warriors. Armed with master-crafted weapons and clad in ancient suits of power armor, veterans are capable of adapting to any combat role required by their chapter. Their flexibility allows them to be seconded to other companies or strike forces, spreading their invaluable experience across multiple engagements. The impact of deploying veteran squads to a battlefield can be nothing short of extraordinary. Throughout Imperial history, tales abound of veteran actions turning the tide of seemingly hopeless battles. These elite warriors serve as force multipliers, their combat prowess and tactical insight elevating the performance of entire armies. In the face of overwhelming odds, it is often the veterans who stand as the last line of defense, their unwavering resolve a bulwark against the enemies of mankind. As we ascend further up the chain of command, we find that the weight of responsibility grows ever greater. From the battle-hardened veterans, we now turn our attention to those who guide the very fate of their chapters, the masters who stand as the guiding hands of the Adeptus Astartes. At the pinnacle of a Space Marine chapter's hierarchy stand the masters, individuals whose decisions shape the fate of entire worlds. These exalted warriors oversee crucial aspects of their chapter's operations, bearing titles such as Master of the Forge, Master of Sanctity, and Master of the Apothecarium. Each master brings centuries of experience and unparalleled expertise to their role, guiding their respective domains with wisdom born from countless battles and trials. The responsibilities shouldered by these masters are immense, requiring a delicate balance between the needs of their specialty and the overarching strategy of the chapter. The Master of the Forge, for instance, must maintain the chapter's irreplaceable war machines, while also advancing its technological capabilities. Meanwhile, the Master of Sanctity tends to the spiritual well-being of his battle brothers, ensuring their faith remains unshakable in the face of unspeakable horrors. Political acumen is as vital to a master's success as martial prowess. These individuals frequently interact with other Imperial organizations, navigating the complex web of alliances and rivalries that define the Imperium's power structure. A master must be as adept at negotiating with planetary governors and rival chapter representatives as they are at leading troops into battle. The selection of masters is a process shrouded in tradition and scrutiny. Typically chosen from among the most experienced captains and veterans, these individuals have proven themselves time and again in the crucible of war. Their tenure often spans many years, sometimes centuries, reflecting the deep commitment and invaluable service they provide to their chapter. A skilled master can profoundly impact a chapter's long-term success, guiding its strategies and decisions in the face of the Imperium's myriad challenges. Their expertise ensures the chapter remains a formidable fighting force, adapting to new threats while honoring ancient traditions. The rarity of Space Marines who attain these exalted positions underscores their importance, with many chapters boasting legendary masters whose names echo through Imperial history. As we ascend to the very peak of a chapter's command structure, we must consider the ultimate authority, the chapter master, whose will shapes the destiny of 1,000 superhuman warriors and whose name strikes fear into the hearts of the Emperor's enemies. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, the Primarchs stand as legends, their names whispered with reverence and fear across the vastness of the Imperium. These demigods of war were more than mere warriors or leaders. They were the Emperor's own sons, genetically engineered to be the pinnacle of human potential. Created as part of the Emperor's grand design to unify humanity and lead the Great Crusade, the Primarchs served as the genetic templates for the Space Marine legions, each embodying unique strengths and abilities. The relationship between the Primarchs, their legions, and the Emperor himself was complex and often fraught with tension. After their creation, the infant Primarchs were scattered across the galaxy by the machinations of chaos, each landing on a different world where they would grow and develop in isolation. This twist of fate imbued each Primarch with distinct characteristics reflective of their adoptive environments, shaping them into vastly different individuals despite their shared origin. The Primarchs were not simply unparalleled warriors, though their combat prowess was indeed legendary. Many also excelled as statesmen, diplomats, and philosophers, their intellects as sharp as their blades. Some, like Magnus, the Red of the Thousand Suns, delved deep into the mysteries of the warp, while others, such as Robert Guilliman of the Ultramarines, proved to be brilliant strategists and empire builders. This diversity of skills and perspectives made the Primarchs invaluable assets to the Emperor's vision, but also sowed the seeds of future conflicts. The unique abilities of each Primarch were as varied as the worlds that raised them. Sanguinius of the Blood Angels possessed angelic wings and the gift of foresight, while Leman Russ of the Space Wolves commanded the loyalty of fearsome Fenrisian wolves. Vulcan of the Salamanders was a master craftsman with incredible regenerative abilities, and Conrad Kersey of the Night Lords could strike terror into the hearts of entire populations with his prophetic visions of doom. In the current setting of the 41st millennium, rumors and prophecies of the Primarch's return circulate throughout the Imperium. The re-emergence of even a single Primarch could dramatically alter the balance of power in the galaxy, potentially turning the tide against the myriad threats facing humanity. The recent return of Robert Guilliman has already sent shockwaves through the Imperium, offering a glimmer of hope in an age of unending war. The legacy of the Primarchs continues to shape the Imperium, 10,000 years after their disappearance. Their teachings and combat doctrines are still honored by their successor chapters, who strive to emulate the greatness of their gene fathers. The Primarchs remain larger-than-life figures, their deeds and words studied and revered by Space Marines and common citizens alike. In the grimdark future of the 41st millennium, the Primarchs stand as mythic heroes of a bygone age, their potential return both longed for and feared by a galaxy teetering on the brink of annihilation. From the humble beginnings of an aspirant to the legendary status of a Primarch, the journey of a Space Marine is one of unparalleled dedication and sacrifice. Each rank represents a crucible of war, forging these transhuman warriors into living weapons for the Imperium. The hierarchical structure of the Adeptus Astartes mirrors the never-ending conflict that defines the 41st millennium, with each level of command honed to face the myriad threats that assail humanity. As the galaxy plunges deeper into darkness, the Space Marines stand as a bulwark against annihilation. Yet, even these superhuman warriors face unprecedented challenges. The words of Robert Guilliman echo through the ages. In the name of the Emperor, we shall not falter, we shall not fail. We are the shield that guards humanity against the darkness. This unwavering resolve will be tested as never before, as new and terrifying threats emerge to challenge the Imperium's dominance. The future of the Space Marines remains uncertain, their role evolving to meet the ever-changing face of war in the galaxy. As the lines between friend and foe blur and ancient prophecies come to fruition, the Adeptus Astartes must adapt or face extinction. In this age of endless war, only time will tell if the Emperor's finest can continue to stand as humanity's last hope against the encroaching night.